Kuhoo, Victoria, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Nice.
Wow, in unison. Well, thank you both very, very, very much for doing this. I love this movie. It is so funny, but has so much heart to it. But the first thing I want to know is, did you two know each other in any capacity before this film?
No,
No.
at all.
Easy answer right there. Did you have to do a chemistry test or anything like that before you started filming?
Yes, we did. So I FaceTimed her right before the chem read because I was like, well, we should get to know each other a little bit before we randomly are in this emotional scene together. So we talked for 5 minutes and I immediately felt this weird magic. I was like, I think I'm in love with this person. And then we had our chem read and I truly remember it was we were doing two scenes and the first one was funny and the second one was just us having the fight scene. And
Yeah.
I was fully sobbing and I remember putting the phone down and being like, she got it. It's her. It's her.
I remember closing my computer and continue, and I just sobbed. And I was like, that was so special to be able to connect with somebody and have that experience over Zoom. I was like, there's something there and I want to work with this person. So then we just hit it off.
Yeah, without spoiling anything, the movie has the highs to the highs, the lows to the lows with emotions, and you both pull it off so well. The compliments are just going to keep coming, to say the least. But going through the credits of the film, I saw some interesting things. I saw there was an intimacy coordinator.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in a film credit, which is very intriguing. But more interesting to me is the setting is South Dakota, yet it looks like everything was filmed upstate New York. Am I correct about that?
Yes, it's all upstate New York.
And when did you actually finish filming?
Finished in November, right, Vic?
Yeah, we finished in early November.
Wow. It doesn't look like it's a COVID-19 era movie. So well done to the crew for that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, the crew and our COVID compliance team and our production just really made everybody feel comfortable.
Got it. And I'll direct this first one at Victoria. Had you ever filmed in upstate New York before?
No, I never had. I've actually never had been to upstate New York, so it was a super fun experience to film in somewhere new, and I got to kind of roam around there after, and it's incredibly beautiful. I'm hoping to go back.
Same for you, Kuhoo?
Yeah, it was really great. Me and Vic, we explored together. She drove me around everywhere because I can't drive really by myself because I live in New York City, so I just never get to. I don't have great practice. But yeah, we went to a lot of restaurants together and spent a lot of time outside of filming. So it was fun.
Yet interestingly, you're the person who's driving in the movie.
Oh yeah, and that was there were some disaster stories about that. I almost killed many people while we were filming, and some of the crew, specifically camera A team, might have some stories about almost vomiting because of my driving skills.
Being in the back of the car and it was, and everything was safe and it was great, but I was like, okay, you're gonna stop, you're gonna stop, you're gonna stop, you're gonna stop.
No, I was screaming. People could hear me because I was mic'd, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And they were like, "You have to stop. You have to still be in character."
And I'm constantly like, "It's okay. You're just gonna take a stop. Then you're gonna make a right. Just calmly make a right. Put your blinker on." It was such a fun experience.
If there's a blooper reel, most of it is going to be me yelling "fuck" while I'm trying to drive.
Was that the hardest part of this whole movie for you then, driving?
I wish the hardest part was that, but I think it was enduring the cold. I've never had to deal with that kind of cold and rain. Well, because also it's my first time really in front of a camera for long hours like that. So that was kind of a curveball there. But also there were some really, really intense emotional moments that were extremely healing for me and extremely cathartic for me that I'm still kind of processing in therapy and processing forgiveness of my high school self and my middle school self. So it gave me many, many gifts.
It never ends on that end. Now we do see you sing 2 notes or 3 notes in the movie, and then the end credits you're singing, and I've seen videos of you singing, Kuhoo. Victoria, are you a singer?
I think Kuhoo can attest that I am not. I am not. No, no, no. I love music, and I play guitar as a hobby, and sometimes singing comes along with that, but it is in the realms of my home and nowhere else.
She's a great musician. We're gonna start a band together. I don't listen to a word she says.
It's fine.
The music is actually a surprising thing about the movie. It's a mix of original music and actually some hits that I don't think I've ever heard in a movie before. Were there all like temp tracks when you guys were filming and the music was the last thing to be done?
We have no idea. We haven't watched it yet because we're waiting till I can be in LA and we can hold each other and cry and watch it together. It's going to be supremely gay and awesome. Yeah. So, waiting on that. But yeah, so we have no context and I can't wait to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, same. It's a pretty silly, gushy thing, but we stuck to it. So,
so it sounds like it sounds like the embargoed information where they're saying, Darren, you and the other journalists don't talk about this and this and this because, we don't want to spoil the movie. It sounds like I don't want to spoil the movie for you two.
We've seen some stuff in ADR and we were there throughout the whole experience, but we're waiting to kind of see it put together.
One thing I wasn't able to figure out, usually you can tell when people are improvising because people have tells. They have stutters, things of that nature. Was any of the film improvised? In other words, were they going, hey, do these 2 or 3 takes according to the script and then do 1 or 2 loosely?
Yeah, kind of everything was in for me personally, everything kind of felt like in a gray, silly zone of like, we are going to find where the intersection of like what I naturally feel is valid and truthful for me as Sunny, where that intersects with a vague outline of the lines that are given to me, and which made my job easier and harder. Easier in that like I didn't really look at the lines that much until the morning of.
Wow.
I would enter the trailer. I mean, obviously I like knew the movie, Sunny's story, everything, but I wouldn't really look at lines necessarily until the morning of, and then subconsciously kind of see like where I wanted to go and what felt truthful in the moment, which was really fun.
Yeah, it was
you, Victoria?
It was a good mixture. I would say the same. I think, we were trying to stay definitely on the track of what, our writers so beautifully did and like gave us. And then, there was stuff like within the moment, I feel like with this kind of genre, it is kind of about being super present in whatever kind of, it comes out of that. And with our, amazing kind of guests that come along the way, and these people, the improvising really came from these masters of comedy who we just got to do scenes with and watch. It was incredible. They would kind of spit out whatever, and so our reactions were definitely improv because we were like, wow, they were kind of doing all the heavy lifting. And we had
the easy job for sure. Like we were in front of these masters of comedy who were just going, rolling for hours and hours. And we were just the voice of reasons that were like, this person is performing in front of me. I get a free performance. How fun.
Yeah, definitely some interesting characters that come and go. In your case, Victoria, do you dress like that naturally? Do you ever look like that? Or is that just a totally imagined look for you in the film between the hair coloring, the nose ring, all that?
I totally dig Lupe's costuming. It's just they did such an incredible job. Oh my gosh, I'm like in awe of everything that they put together. I have somewhat of a sense of similarity in style with her. My hair definitely wasn't like that before, and the nose ring and all of that was part of Lupe, but we're kind of into the same kind of punkish style, and so I think that there's some similarities, but she has a lot of cool DIY things that she put together and sewed things together, and she's kind of in the DIY stage, and I thought that was awesome.
Do it yourself. Well, 2 quick questions and then you're both free from me. And the first one is, besides Plan B, can you give me a TV recommendation that you can pass along for someone who needs a new show to start?
Oh yeah. My go-to is always Pen 15. I fucking love Pen 15. I know it's not new necessarily, but if you haven't caught up yet, I would. I think
Ooh,
it's
I am on season 2 of Pen 15. Kuhoo recommended it to me, and I would recommend it to you, even though I haven't finished it. But as a new viewer, I would say it's gonna make your teenage soul inside of you just like giggle and feel so good. And they are both like incredible creators. I would honestly, I'm gonna be really boring and say Pen 15 too.
It is a great show, and I think that they get put in as many awkward situations in 90 minutes of that show as you two do in this movie. Yeah. So my closing question, any last words for the kids? Whoever has the volunteer advice first, you do that.
Ooh. Well, I have 2 nieces and a nephew. And if anything, I'm just so incredibly excited, when they are of age, because they are not, for them to be able to watch a film like this. I hope there's more as they grow older that they can watch and be able to express themselves and know that their expression of themselves is exactly what they're seeing in film and TV. I hope there's more of that.
Yeah, I think my advice would be for my little sister, and also for any other like young Indians or young, people of color in this country. There's no right way to have your culture be your culture, and you never have to justify it or explain your culture to anyone. Every single person's relationship with their culture is different.
Except the Indian mafia.
Except the Indian mafia.
Yes.
Not universal.
Well, congratulations on this great movie, and looking forward to the next projects from both of you. Just keep it up.
Oh, thanks so much, Darren. It was really nice speaking with you.
My pleasure. Take care now.
Bye.
Paltrocast.